Booyakasha! Harry Roque back in the Hague. Hindi na natin Harry back home. Hindi na bring Harry back home or bring Harry home. Naging bring Harry Hague. Yan, back in the Hague kanina si Harry Roque. Parang that could have been a momentous talagang occasion na sana magsama kami ni Harry. Hindi na pala no man's land. At mukhang the manhunt is hindi naman mukhang hot pursuit ang nangyari. Parang ang daming mali manhunt tapos hot pursuit. Yan, hunt pursuit. Pero love ko pa rin sinabi ni Christian, no man's land na kasi hindi ko alam dun sa mga ka-DDS natin na excited makipicture kay Harry. Parang feeling ko it's more like Harry na excited makipicture sa kanila. But sa pagkaalam ko kahit yung mga kausap natin ng mga ka-DDS, parang hindi nila naintindihan itong hot pursuit situation. Sorry guys. kasi imagine mo guys, di ba? Parang tingin ng mga ibang ka-DDS sa kausap ko, parang ano ba yan? Sinakyan pa niya yung trahedya ni Tatay Digong para lang mag-apply na sariling exile. Ano bang hanang niya? Bakit siya nakisama? At napaka-long shot naman yung exile application niya considering na potentially mabigat na mga kaso na sasampahan sa kanya sa Pilipinas dahil sa Pogo involvement niya. At not to mention, the fact na siya yung spokesman ni Duterte all those years. Essentially, isa siya sa mga chief enablers. In fairness, hindi siya chief executor, katulad ni Pebbles, tsaka Aguirre. Oh, by the way, kamusta naman sila Aguirre, yung mga ibang members ng I would say that even compared to Menardo Guevara, less of an enabler si Harry, because Harry was never really part of the inner group of Duterte, and there were times na mga huli mo na si Harry ay hindi informed sa mga internal conversations. At you could see, si Digong walang respeto talaga kay Harry Alam mo naman si Digong TNL Alam mo naman yung mga TNL talagang medyo mean sa mga Harry types. But speaking of that, guys, speaking of Harry Roque, I mean, in fairness, lumabas na siya sa no man's land at kanina maraming nakipicture sa kanya, but ang kutob ko more like siyang nakipicture. Interesting, may tweet pala si Harry Roque kanina, naabutan ka habang nasa plane. Uy, meron pa siyang tweet. At dito sa tweet niya guys, bayani. Bayani talaga guys, bayani ang mga Trixie Angeles, mga Crisette, Chismis, mga Trixie, Marites, si Mark, Kim Jong-un. okay, magpakabait na ako, guys. Bayani daw yung mga na TRICOM. Yung mga biglang una, hindi nila na-realize. Wait, mukhang totoo ito. Mukhang wala na tayo sa poder. Mukhang yari na tayo sa mga kalokohan natin. Proud na proud daw si Harry. From a long distance, Harry Roque, from a no man's land, somewhere in Netherlands. Right. Pero hot pursuit talaga. Manhunt, hot pursuit. Okay, guys, let me just say before I move to my next flight na naman, dami natin gagawin. Tsaka I have to write pa dun sa pagbisita ni Pete Hegseth dyan sa Pilipinas. Kasi in fairness kay Pete Hegseth, very very Fox News anchor siya kahit kasama niya si BBM. Yes, we are with the Philippines. Ironclad commitment. Ganun siya. Tapos naka-USA, yung kanyang, yung pocket square niya. Tapos talagang yung hairstyle na ganun talagang pang anchor sa Fox News. In fairness, I'll give it to our alliance with the US. In fairness, diba, I was just in Brussels for 3 days or so. We had intensive conversation. Medyo serious na tayo, guys. So nasa Brussels ako, intensive conversations with members of the European Parliament, with members of the business community. So first I was with the conservative groups, Konrad Adenauer, and kasama din natin yung mga EU ASEAN Business Council. I did a couple of interviews. Once na-edit ko yan, 4K version, ilalabas natin yan. There are just cell phone versions that I'll also release in bits and pieces. Friends natin sa European Institute for Asian Studies, EIAS. Friends natin dyan sa shoutout kay ambassador natin at saka si Sir Enric, yung council natin dyan sa Philippine Embassy. Thank you so much for also giving us time. Shoutout dyan sa mga kametas natin dyan sa Philippine Embassy in Belgium. So ang dami natin nakausap. In fact, before I left basically every morning I have to wake up 7, 8 a.m. and have meetings, and then patapos na by evening. Parang once a day na lang yata ako kumakain dyan sa Europe. So hopefully pagbalik natin, pwede na tayo make Mr. Supranational. Yun ang apply natin next. But no, kidding aside, guys. In fairness, I was very encouraged dun sa cadence, sa statements ni Hackset, in a sense that makikita mo talaga na pagdating sa Pilipinas, medyo may pagka-soft spot, in fairness. You could see that very understanding sila sa atin. Hindi tayo pinipressure, binubuli ka tulad ng mga Europeans, hindi tayo binabastos. Parang basic ang tingin sa atin is parang Sparta, di ba? Parang little country pero palaban, di ba? Well, maybe not Sparta yet. More like United Arab Emirates yata yung description nilang Sparta. But you get what I'm saying? Like kind of a mid-sized country pero palaban. And in fairness naman, yung reassurance nila pagdating sa mga missile system deployments, pagdating sa multi-billion-dollar defense aid, tuloy-tuloy naman. So I found that meeting very reassuring. But nevertheless, as I told the Europeans, we may not be in the same boat, pero we're in the same lake. At the same time, sinabi ko rin, guys, no, na, ayusin ko yung glasses ko. At the same time, sinabi ko rin, guys, na we never know what's gonna come next. Who knows what if J.D. Vance is the president? It's not like Trump is in the, spring of his youth or summer of his youth. The thing is, we should prepare for eventualities, and part of the eventualities is also strengthening our relationship with Europe, while at the same time appreciating all of these things we're having and enjoying with our American counterparts and friends. So in fairness, kudos. Alam ko na matutuwa na naman yung mga MAGA supporters na, alam mo nakakatawa, marami akong MAGA supporters na sobrang anti-DDS. Right? Sobrang anti-DDS na MAGA. So I have all sorts of different followers. But let me tell you what. The one group of followers na meron tayo, so we gained around 20,000 new followers on YouTube alone over the past 2 or 3 weeks. Thank you so much sa lahat ng mga new subscribers and followers natin. 20,000 in a few weeks is quite something. Unprecedented yan para sa atin for our own little channel sa YouTube. We have a couple, not so many, but at least probably half a dozen of new members. Baka naman, pressure lang naman ng ano yan eh. Pressure lang naman ng isang espresso lang yan eh. Pick up coffee lang, pwede na kayo mag-member sa YouTube. No, but one of the groups na napansin ko, na new followers natin, ay yung mga tao na, ito very interesting to proudly ex-DDS. As in, proudly ex-DDS. I have so many screenshots of yung mga posts. You could see really heartfelt. You could see really, really sincere. You could see even emotional. Minsan, 4 na paragraphs. Ang haba-haba. Ang haba ng mga messages. You could see these people really put their time and effort into writing those down. So one of the things that really natuwa tayo, aside from the fact na si Harry ay nagpakita sa Hague, kung kailan wala tayo, sayang naman. No, but isa sa mga bagay na natutuwa tayo is, I think Christian was also mentioning that, oh yeah, I know, maraming MAGA dyan na anti-DDS. Kaya alam ko yung iba na hurt na naman sila nung sabi ko, every country has their own kind of populist right-wing base, etc. And then I mentioned MAGA, I mentioned Orban's base, Erdogan's base, and then DDS whatever, or BJP, ganyan. Na-hurt naman yung mga MAGA supporters natin. Ang hirap talagang trabaho natin eh. Whatever I say, one group is gonna get hurt. Right? If I say, for instance, BBM didn't do too bad, magalit ang both yung mga hardcore Dilawan at saka yung mga DDS. Pag sinabi kong maganda yung ginawa ng Pink, magalit sa akin yung DDS. Pero in fairness, yung mga Solid North ngayon, lumalambot na sila sa mga Pink, which just proves our theory. Parati ko sinasabi yan, mas malaki yung chance nila Bam, nila Kiko, among others, to get support sa Solid North, much of the Luzon, which is very vote-rich, than, to be honest, sa mga ka-DDS natin dyan. Malabo yan. I think they have better chance, and I think we're seeing that in numbers, we're seeing that in analytics, but more importantly, at least at the personal level, nakikita rin natin sa mga comments, sa mga memes na lumalabas na parang Solid North or loyally stand with or are willing to support Bam and Kiko. Kasi isa pang reason is ang dami dyan galit kay Amy Marcos. Ang dami rin dyan galit kay Camille sa mga Villars. Because as you can see, the Villars are standing very strongly with Duterte. At kung tignan mo, malapit din ang mga Villars sa Kibuloy, di ba? At least back in the day, di ba? Tignan mo yung mga videos, you can Google it yourself. So, in fairness, marami mga membro ng alyansa na medyo
alanganin. And then you have people like Francis Tolentino na alyansa pero dating Ronald Llamas ni Digong, and then medyo papya-hapya yung positioning. So maraming member ng alyansa na actually not necessarily taking a solid stance, at hindi lang si Boy Fashion Week, si Boy Fashion, si Boy Microblading. Yan, hindi lang siya yung medyo papyaw-hapyaw. Yung first, maraming membro naman dyan sa Senado, including yung mga tumatakbo sa ilalim ni BBM na medyo malabo yung positioning. Kaya sabi ko, mas malaking chance nila Kiko, nila Bam, among others, to get votes if they take a much more principled stance on different issues, including ICC, including etc. So yung mga nengneng na tabad nga, mga haters na dilaw na sabi, oh, si Richard, siya yung maging kasalanan kung sa Mindanao, ganyan ang vote. Halang, what the heck? First of all, shame on you for riding the hate wagon, and you know that was a distorted, troll operations and all to character assassinate that. So shame on you people who should know better, and then sinakyan niyo pa dahil hater kayo. I'll never forget that. You think I'll just forget that? I have screenshots of all of that. We're gonna keep that in mind. And one day, I don't know, you're gonna have your day also. Well, I'm not sure you'll have your day in the sense that I don't think these people will ever be relevant enough to be targeted the way we're being targeted. But, nevertheless, my point is, may resibo tayo sa lahat ng mga tao na walang hiya na sinakyan yung hate train sa atin. And I'll just tell it, at the end of the day, I'm just a human being also, right? Medyo matapang tayo, medyo bardagulan tayo. Kanal, kumbaga. But, man, we're just human beings too. At the end of the day, I'll just be brutally honest. The level of respect and recognition we get all around the world, top universities, top institutions, people who would love to spend time with us, meet us, all of these important people, all of these smart, good, decent people, the level of respect and recognition we get, all the ambassadors we meet, all of the, sometimes heads of states we meet, tapos gaganyan, babastusin lang tayo ng ganyan. Siyempre, ma-hurt din tayo, tao lang naman tayo. Tsaka, inisip ko, after all of your achievements, everything you're doing, after all of your service, after all the risk you take, tapos gaganyan ka lang. Anyway, what is good is that, dahil palaban tayo, dahil hindi tayo sumuko, in as much as, of course, I'm always happy to clarify, happy to say I'm happy for Human Development Index improvements, blah, blah, blah. One of the things that really makes me happy, guys, is kitang-kita natin na ang dami mga ex-DDS na sumusuport sa atin ngayon, right? Given na yung mga kapsat na, gamit na ito nagadumat nga Ilocano nga. Anyway, given na yung mga kapsat na iba dyan, okay? But just to be clear, hindi tayo, hindi ko binoto BBM at saka talagang masama yung dictatorship ni Marcos Sr., okay? So, I think we should be clear about that. Unlike yung mga oportunista at saka yung mga kawalang-hiyan ng mga DDS na biglang anti-BBM na at biglang people power na at Paninoy effect pa and all. I'm sorry, you guys supported all of the revisionist, distortionist, historical project of the Marcoses at kayong nagpanalo sa mga Marcoses, mahiya kayo sa balat nyo bago kayo before pointing fingers at others, look at what you have done yourself. Anyway, going back to this, still, na-appreciate naman natin yung ibang BBM supporters na at least they see that I'm as fair as I can get, as fair as one can get. I give credit where credit is due, especially on foreign policy issues. Sabi ko nga, mabangaw na tayo internationally. We're in the good ledger. We're in the good books. Diba? So I feel good when I talk to our partners in Europe, in Japan, in US, around the world. Unlike yung panahon ni Digong. Sobrang nakakaya talaga minsan, grabe. Like, anong ginawa ng presidente mo? Anong ginawa? Like, yes, of course, there's gonna be 1 out of 10 na, ang galing ni Digong, art of the war, charot. But most of the time, it was like, what the heck? I was kind of banana republic kind of president that was. But anyway, kung barangay lang kasi talaga yung geopolitics ni Digong eh. Kaya tuloy na Duterte siya ng both BBM at saka China. But going back to this, one of the things that really makes me happy, guys, is etong efflorescence, if I can put it, blossoming of this whole group of people, including marami sa ating mga kabayan OFWs, right, who reach out to me, who message us, who write long comments. I see that. I appreciate that. From Italy, from Germany, from different parts of Europe, from all across the Philippines. Yung mga nagsabi na, nung 2016, basically, nabudol daw sila dahil sobrang desperado sila na magkaroon ng pagbabago sa bansa. At dahil all over the social media, yung mga fake news, disinformation nila Duterte, basically nadala sila doon. At ngayon, namulat na sila, nakita nila yung katotohanan, and meron din yung mga iba, sabi na dati, hate na hate ka namin, ininitpick namin whatever you... Ang ganda yung isa, yung sabi niya, back in the day, I used to nitpick everything you posted just to find something wrong with you, and ang sources ko ay yung mga usual suspects, di ba? Yung mga bayaran na propagandists na, ngayon, Team China na ngayon, and all, di ba? And sabi nila ngayon, nakikita namin actually you were right all those time. Nakita namin your honesty, your sincerity, your integrity. At ngayon, parang bumabawi na kami. So, let me just say, dun sa mga followers natin on Facebook, on YouTube, on different platforms, sobrang nakaka-inspire when we hear these kinds of messages. Na hindi lang pala tayo, not only did I feel a sense of vindication with what's happening right now in ICC and more warrants of arrest and all to come, and God willing, element of justice down the road, maybe in 2 years, 3 years, or maybe 8 years, but more or less, di ba? May sabi na nga natin, medyo game over na dun sa isa. Guys, natutuwa rin din tayo pag nakita natin na namumulat na rin yung ibang kababayan natin. Which goes back to my basic point. Unfortunately, there's always gonna be this tiny minority. Sometimes that minority can be a little bit bigger than usual, go to 10%, 15%. But ang habol kasi natin, guys, dito is yung silent majority eh. The 60% of Filipinos or more, if you look at the Pew survey, up to 85% of Filipinos, guys, could swing in either direction, right? Could swing in either direction. But I think reasonably can say around 60% of the vote, based on the Pew survey, World Value survey, even the Okta survey, if I can put it. There's around 60% of the population, guys, na neither with BBM nor with DDS, and there's more than 75-80% of the population and definitely ayos ang mga Duterte and all of that. So sorry, minority na kayo. Show me any other reliable source. Hindi yung mga marites nyo. I'm looking at all of these surveys, different surveys throughout the years. I'm looking at also the number of people who support authoritarian leader, etc. So, hindi lang minority ng Filipinos ay very supportive na talagang todong-todo suportado sa isang dictator-like leader to fix our problems. Totoo naman yung problema natin. Totoo talaga yung failures ng democracy natin. But actually, yung DDS section noon ay medyo nagsishrink na rin. Right? No matter how many people they want to show up. I mean, like out of hundreds of thousands of Filipinas, parang 2,000 nagpakita sa ganun. Parang big deal na ginagawa nilang big deal. But anyway, tsaka baka nga wala pang 2,000, baka ilang daan lang yun. But anyways, I'm not there to belittle things. What I'm saying is that you put them into quantitative and qualitative perspective. Guys, ang labanan dito is how do we get the silent majority of 60-65% of Filipinos to our side? And our side, guys, is neither BBM side nor the old Dilawan side, and definitely not the DDS side. Kaya sabi ko, ang kailangan talaga ng Pilipinas is a future-forward party version. We really need en marche, right? Basically, we need a young, energetic, nakita ko yung isang araw si Vico Soto, ang pag-introduce, Vic Soto pa lang, pag-introduce niya kay Vico Soto is the future president of the Philippines. But, first of all, Vic Soto is still 35, he'll not be qualified to run for president in next presidential elections. But beyond that, hindi naman tayo pwede umasa sa isang tao lang eh. Hindi naman pwede purong Vic Soto lang, or for that matter, Lenny again, or I think it's time for us to also move forward, literally. Not only a future-forward party, but move forward party and support itong mga kabataan na leaders sa Pilipinas, new generation of leader in Pilipinas, yung mga hindi natin nakilala or dapat kilalanin na natin soon, yung mga kababayan natin na sobrang daming ginagawa ng mga ganda, pero hindi sila self-promotional, wala silang malaking social media presence, or for some reason, hindi sila napapansin ng mga influencers, or there's so many of them. And there's so many others. Katulad natin, for instance, na hindi involved sa politics directly, meaning sa elected office, pero may paki sa bansa. And there's some people who are like me and who may be even interested in directly getting involved in politics down the road once they feel the conditions are right or the direction of the wind is right. So, guys, ang labanan dito is actually that silent majority. And that silent majority is increasing not so silent in the sense that marami sa kanila umaamin na nakamali sila, they supported the wrong candidate, at marami sa kanila umaamin na yes, after all, may mga maganda naman nangyari sa kasalukuyan ng administration, but not entirely. Yung iba naman, dismayado sa traditional opposition, pero bukas sa mga new ideas. Yung iba naman, interestingly, sabi na data ay nila kay Riza Ontiveros kasi daw aktivista, blah, blah, blah. Pero ngayon, para nakikita nila yung what she brings to the table. At ang ganda, guys, yung nakita niyo yung poster ni yung Caloocan race ni Senator Trillanes, tapos sa likod niya si Risa, tsaka yung ang ganda. So, let's not also forget, we actually have sobrang matatapang at mga galing na leaders, Senator Trillanes, Senator De Lima, Senator Riza Ontiveros. Ang daming mga galing matatapang dyan na are already there and already doing their best to help the country and have already sacrificed so much and risked so much. Tama na yung mga pa-cute, guys. Tama na yung mga duwag. Tama na yung mga pa-cute. Tama na yung mga pa-ek-ek lang na para lang, alam mo sa just ticking the box. And definitely, tama na guys, yung mga talagang openly calling for mass murder and bastos and violence and vitriol and purong ganun na lang yung rhetoric nila. At tama na rin yung mga kapalpakan. Tama na rin yung mga mediocrity and all of that. We really have to be open at bukas tayo doon sa mga new generation ng mga galing na leaders. But more important, let's support yung mga proven, yung mga matapang. Trillanes, De Lima, Senator Riza Ontiveros. Ito mga to palaban, hindi pa cute, hindi dinadaan sa, ganyan, hindi na guys. We need people who can bring about transformative change. Otherwise, there'll be another Digong. Otherwise, something worse than Digong will be down the road. Or otherwise, good luck sa atin. Sasayahin natin lahat ng potentials natin, lahat ng mga oportunidad na meron tayo as we become a much more important country, as we become much more central to global geopolitics. Alam ko yan because I deal with experts all around the world. Washington, D.C., Tokyo, Brussels, Paris, Berlin, whatnot, right? New Delhi the other month, right? So, yun yung context ng sinasabi natin, guys. So, thank you so much again for everyone who's been supporting us through and through. Thank you so much dun sa mga nagsisend ng message and all. I know that I don't have, tao lang tayo at hindi naman ito, fans first pa yan, fans only type na may mga hinahire sila. Yun daw yung nangyari sa fans only yata eh. Parang may hinahire sila, mga team, na kunyari sumasagot dun sa mga ibang fans thinking na may intimate, parasocial, if not, I don't know, erotic relationship. Wala tayong ganun, okay? It's me. It's really just me and I don't trust anyone to handle my accounts. I'm very, very private and I'm very, very paranoid with security reasons. And let me tell you, I'm so happy na hindi pala ako natuloy sa China. I was so excited to be in China this week as a VIP speaker on South China Sea, West Philippine Sea, sa Boao Forum, which is a very high-level World Economic Forum. But I'm glad that I was here at least to cover something very important for our country, cover ICC issue, cover the Hague issue, cover our relations with Europe, and yes, also to have the mass and prayers in Vatican, just as our great Pope Pope Francesco was heading back to Vatican after more or less full recovery, at least from the worst phase, and our prayers and love for them. And thank you so much. Shout out sa mga kaibigan natin, mga pare sa Catholic Church, sa Roma, who put aside time for us, some of them more than one day, some of them 2 or 3 days consistently. Siguro masarap din tayong kausap eh. Tsaka may mga kameta rin tayong followers. And then, shout out. And then, of course, thank you also. Hindi ko na pangalan ng iba kasi confidential yung mga conversations namin. So, we really had to do it. But ito yung mga informed sources natin who told me that there will be a warrant of arrest. Last year pa. Medyo napa-excite kami ni Justice Carpet thinking mangyayari yan last year. But eventually it came. And, go for G pa naman yung nangyari. Hindi si Pebbles. Si Digong mismo ang inarrest. And then, of course, thank you so much also to our good friends at the European Parliament, Antoine, Juja, for arranging all of those interesting conversations. Shout out to our good friends, Olaf, Lynn, who put aside their time and were willing to be on the record. Alam mo yung pagkakaiba ng mga Europeans, unlike us Asians or Americans, hindi sila masyadong komportable to be on the record all the time. Medyo prim and proper kasing Europeans. That's what I love about them. They're so posh in a good way, no? Hindi elitista, but they're very prim and proper and very considerate and thoughtful. Yan ang gusto ko sa kanila, but they still put aside time for us. So, from friends in Germany, Poland, Belgium, Ireland, England, France, ang dami natin nakausap. Yung iba na interview natin on the record, a lot of them off the record. Thank you so much again for all the love and support, guys. And please to continue to support us on different platforms. Don't forget to follow us on different platforms. Be a member of YouTube. Richard Hidaran Vlog sa YouTube. Libre lang yan. Actually, hindi libre maging member. Just almost libre. I mean, just want to pick up coffee. But more importantly, guys, please also follow us on Spotify. Walang commercial, nothing. It's not monetized, anything like that. But we want to maintain our position. We almost doubled our traffic on Spotify. So, way ahead of competition tayo on Spotify. There's no other political podcast that comes close to us in rankings of Spotify. But, ang kalaban natin, guys, comedians, mga komedyante, entertainment, horror story people, I don't know, self-help people. So, we need to beat those guys. We need to be consistent in top 5 to 10. Para naman, magka-billboard din tayo dyan sa Pasig River. Deep dive in Pasig River. O nga, parang, ang ganda sana yun. May deep dive kang tapos sa Pasig River. That would be quite interesting. Parang yung hot pursuit manhunt. Diba? Alright. Okay, tama na yung asalan kay Harry. I have to go to my next appointment and actually download what I have to download para I can work naman dun sa article natin about Pete Hagsett's visit and what it could mean for our bilateral alliance. Maraming salamat, guys. God bless. And please don't forget to follow us on Spotify or also Deep Dive with Richard Haydarn. Just put my name Haydarn, Richard Haydarn, something's gonna come out, right? So don't forget anything about that. And sa ating mga kapsat, mga kaibigan, maayong araw, maayong gabi sa ating mga kaibigan in the Visayan region, in Mindanao. Love na love ko kayo. I hope in spite of all of this disinformation, character assassination, all of this really horrible attacks and all of that, I hope yung iba sa atin ay bukas pa rin ang isip at bukas, most importantly, bukas ang ating damdamin at puso for a proper dialogue down the road, because the road ahead for the Philippines is going to be very contentious, very difficult, and polarization is not going to go away. But the one good thing is we're one step closer to justice, and another good thing is that now we have political space and democratic space to really create a good opposition and better future for our country. And let me also say how privileged I feel, and although of course it was in many ways very wrenching, also for a chance to meet yung kapatid ng isa sa mga biktima ng kunyaring kampanya laban sa pinagbawal ng droga ni Digong. Grabe, ang dami na traumatized even 7, 8, 10 years after. Ganong kagrabe, well 9 years after rather, ganong kagrabe yung epekto, yung trauma na na-inflict ng fake drug war, budol drug war ni Digong. Alright? Thank you so much. God bless and